Yo, people freak out when you leave and don't make content for a long time.
You say that, but nobody has said anything. Nobody has said, "Yo, where's the podcast?"
I mean, no, I actually read one comment where they were like, "Yo, where's the podcast at? What's going on?" But I don't know. That might have just been like one lone guy. It might have just been my alt account.
Wow.
I don't even
trying to
I don't
build
even
some
think
hype on the alt account.
Hey man, you gotta do
Hey.
what you gotta do to eat out here, bro. Podcast money ain't what it used to be
It's
back
not.
in the day.
It's definitely not.
It's
We don't
really-
have iDubbbz meeting Uncle Dane anymore.
Right? Had we just like had like 10 more of those lined up, like, hey, how did you meet this guy? And that got like 100K, easy money. Nah, but yo, let's kind of do a catch up episode. You know, I feel
Okay.
like we have to. It's been forever. Like to be honest, I
Are you in
haven't seen you in a
podcast mode?
month.
Is this the podcast right now?
Yeah, this is a podcast.
Okay, we already
right now.
started.
Yeah, this is a conversation mode right here. So wait, tell me this: what the fuck have you been doing for the past month? Like, I haven't heard from you. I mean, I you send me like a text here and there
Yo.
occasionally, but like,
Yo.
what have you been up to?
All right. So, since our last podcast aired on June 9th, it's it's been a long tumultuous road for me. It's
What does that word mean?
I'm not even sure if I pronounced it correctly, so I couldn't tell you, but I think I used it in the right context.
Chaotic?
Anyway.
Is that what the
Anyway,
just go.
so we took off some time because we had some real life things to do, right? And my real life things consisted of one of my friends coming to visit. So I wanted to take some time off because I haven't seen him in a while. I didn't want to be strapped down with the RNG podcast while he was here visiting. I didn't want to have to say, hold up, boy, you're going to sit in the corner. Let me record an episode with my boy Raj here. So I had that.
Yeah, that is kind of awkward.
I started a trig class, which has been taking up a lot of my time. And then last week, I had orientation for school because I'm going back to college, and I was busy with that.
Hey, look at that. Man, yeah,
Man.
your real life is a lot more productive than mine. Whatever you were doing for the past month.
Yeah.
That's cool. So wait,
Well,
so how's
what-
the trig class and everything going for you?
Trig class sucks. It's 100% online, and you pretty much have to watch like YouTube lecture videos to get by. It's not a lot of fun. I'm doing okay,
Fuck that.
but I don't feel like I'm learning a lot. But I have a decent
I feel
grade,
like-
so that's what matters.
How are you gonna do math online? That doesn't make any sense to me. You know,
Right.
I feel like you got to go in class. Otherwise, how are you gonna? You know,
You
like
need-
he's gonna
Because you got to ask
you're a
questions.
Professor.
And our professor is like, yo,
Yeah.
if you have any questions, email them to me. I'll try and get back within 24 hours. But it
Wow.
might take 20, it might take 48. And I'm like, dog, 48 hours? I have one question on like the first section, and I can't do the rest of the sections until you reply? 48 hours?
Doug, I don't even know how to carry this number over. I don't
That's
need
what I'm
you
saying,
to give me
dude.
48 to give me that fucking
I haven't taken a
answer.
math class in 7 years.
That's crazy.
I don't know
What's
what's
the last
going
math
on
class
in
you took?
College
Algebra
algebra.
2.
I took college algebra in high school.
Boom. There you go. Okay. I could have guessed that one, but are you going to go into stats? Like, you're going to go, like, deep into math? Or you just
No,
kinda
I'm not going into
you're
stats.
capping out?
You always think it's stats.
No,
You're
wait,
always like, yo,
not
so you're taking
stats.
stats next? Dude? Are you
Calculus.
taking stats? Yeah, I got to take Calc
Calculus,
1 and Calc
okay.
2. I might have to take Calc 3. I don't know.
It's because I'm taking stats, so, like, I always, like,
Yo,
forget. I
man.
get the two mixed up. I
Hey,
get
you
the two
taking
mixed up all the
stats?
time.
So what have you been doing? We haven't talked. People might think that we talk, but this last, like, 3 weeks, we've talked maybe, like, once. And that was through
Yeah.
text.
And that was like on some tilt shit too. Like you didn't even like send me any kind of like it wasn't like a meaningful text conversation.
No,
I think
it wasn't.
It was some meme that you sent me or some shit like some podcast meme.
It
that
was
we
some
both, like,
memey
are in
stuff.
on. Yeah, man. I mean, we send dank memes a lot. That in and of itself is kind of like a conversation.
But we haven't conversed. I never
Yeah.
once said, hey, man, how's your day going?
Yeah, like I don't get those messages.
I think
from
you
so
sent me
I
that
don't know.
message, and I said, who is this? I was like, what are you talking about, dude? This isn't Raj.
Yo, see, you were like, wait, why are you not tilted right now? That's how you always are. Like
anytime you text me, it's always like, hey, man, I got this going on. And I'm just like, dog.
it's tilt, bro. It's fucking tilt.
But you're no
I
longer
learned how to
tilted.
cope with tilt. Yeah, I learned how to cope with it. That's what I've been doing for the past month. Learning how
Wow.
to deal with tilt, coping with it, you know?
That's like a lifestyle change.
No, for real. Like, listen, there are people in their fucking 40s and 50s that do not know how to handle tilt, okay? Like, they don't get it. Like, they get tilted, dude, their world crumbles around them. Just everything falls apart. Like, at 22, I have figured out the secret
To life.
to just... Well, to untilting myself, I don't know if like my method works for anybody else, but it works pretty damn good for me. But yeah, I figured that shit out. That's been like my past month. Kind of just like,
you're just gonna tease it like that. You're not gonna share the method for all these
it's
other
not gonna
people
work,
who are tilted.
Man. It's all right. Listen,
no insight into the mind.
If you ever get tilted in life, okay, so this is what I learned. Okay, this is more of a learning process for me. Now, mind you, I've been tilted for a good portion of my life. Okay, just various fucking tilts just happening at every direction. I can't help it. You know, the universe loves tilting me. But I realized the best way to combat getting tilted is to use the tilt against the fucking universe, right?
Okay.
If you get tilted by the universe, redirect that energy back at that shit. Don't let it get to you. Because I used to let it get to me, and then like it used to like fester up, and I used to like text you like, Grizz, I don't know what to do about this, bro. This is tilting me. But then like now it's like, nah, dude. Like if something tilting happens to me, I'm just like, fuck it. You know what? I'm gonna reciprocate that energy back and do something positive.
What's that even mean? Give an example, because what you're saying, you got to take that energy and use it against it. What's that mean?
Let me try to think. I'm trying to think of an example. Okay, for example, okay, you know, this is classic tilt. This is like very specific tilt to me, right?
Classic tilt.
So okay, the gym that I go to is small as shit, dude.
Okay.
And like you pretty much know everybody there because it's so small.
Mm-hmm.
But at a certain time of the day, there's a squat rack. There's only one fucking squat rack,
right?
One squat rack. It's fucking garbage. And every fucking night, dude, like all the Mexican people take over the fucking squat rack. You just can't have it. It's just that's their fucking territory.
This is becoming a racial issue, but okay, continue.
It sucks ass because they don't fucking ever like let anyone else get in. Like one time I was like, "Hey man, you trying to let me get a rep in?" He's like, "Nah, Holmes, I got friends on the side who need to come in too." Dude, they got like a fucking group of 8, and they just like rotate between each other. They like spend the whole night just taking over the squat rack.
They just spend all night squatting, dude.
It's fucking tilt, dude. So I'm trying to get my squats in too. Dude's got to get nice legs. I don't know what to do, right? Squat rack's taken. So, you know, my thing is this. Instead of getting tilted by that, usually I get tilted by that and just like be in a shitty mood the rest of the gym. But this time I was like, you know what? Fuck these guys. I'm just going to go and do a different leg workout that has something to do with like quads, but not exactly squats, you know? And, you know, transfer that tilt into some positive energy. Go do something a little bit better with my time. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. That's all it is. It's a very simple concept. Very simple concept.
So basically, you're saying instead of letting that fester, as you put it earlier, you're taking it and you're just going and doing something different instead of just dwelling on it and letting it get to you.
Yeah.
Just brush it off.
I have to. There's no Grizz. You don't get this, dude. Like when I get, it's bad. Like when I get tilted, it's just because like it gets to the point where like I don't even know who the fuck I am anymore because the tilt is so real. Like it just everything starts tilting itself. So I have to like find a way to like immediately like, okay, all right, I gotta do this now.
Right.
Okay, all right, plan B, let's go do this. But yeah, I don't know. That's I guess that's how I get rid of my tilt. I don't know if that's gonna work for anyone else, really. I mean, that's just that's my thing.
Okay, so we talked about the tilt. We talked about how we haven't talked to each other, but you asked me what I was doing. What have you been doing for the past 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Okay, so this is kind of exciting.
Wow.
So, episode like 6 or 7, a really long ass time ago.
Real estate.
Well, no. Before that.
Okay.
Way before that. I think. This was the episode that cucked me.
Don't use that word.
Hey man, listen, it's a good word to you. I'm getting internet lingo. Come on now. You gotta say what the kids say. No, anyways, all right. Look, so I got pretty cucked in that episode just for like personal reasons because I said some shit I shouldn't have said in that episode. Okay. But there was one thing I said in that episode that really fucking like stood out to me, and that was like I wanted to do like a stand-up style video. I talked about that a long ass time ago.
Okay.
And then I never like sat down and like planned that shit out until recently. So for the past like I would say a couple weeks, I've really been like in a fucking creative zen mode, dude. Like I've just been like chilling in my bed, dude. Like my computer's been off. Like I decided to like completely kind of change like the dynamic of my bedroom so I could just be on my bed and just vibe out, dude. Yeah, like because like I got my Razer laptop, which you're aware of. I've been using that bad boy for a minute now.
Yeah, I'm aware of that.
Hey man, room is cold. It's hot as fuck outside. I got the AC on. It's dark. I'm on my laptop and I'm just writing material. Like I'm just like coming up with shit. And then at the same time, I'm also like coming up with this new format that I want to like show the fucking channel, like show, I guess, like all the people of the Raja Kingdom, you know what I'm saying? Hey,
Okay,
baby, I'm
yeah.
coming back. But I've been saying I'm coming back, but like I'm really working on some shit right now. So
Okay.
hopefully I'm gonna see this through. Hopefully I'm gonna
All
see this
right.
project through. But that's what I've been doing, I guess,
Then
for
there's
like
no
the past month.
timeline. It's just a when it's done kind of thing.
I can't do timelines because this is more artistic than it. Like this is more
You
like,
gotta have the freedom
you
to, if you need
know,
to push it back, to push
yeah.
it back.
That's what I'm saying. Cause I mean, cause everyone's been rushing me for the past 7 months to make something, and then I'm just like, nah, man. Like I gotta feel this. Like I can't just come back like that. You know?
So that's all you've been doing?
Yeah, pretty much that. School, working out, not tilting myself, like getting a good grip of being a 22-year-old in America. You know what I'm saying? That's sort of been my reality for the past
You gotta
month, I
get the
guess.
grip, dude.
Yo, it's weird, dude. Okay, so I gotta ask you this. It's kind of like a weird hypothetical thing.
Okay.
It's not even hypothetical. I guess it's more just
It's
like
just a
past
question.
experience. Yeah. So when you were 22, right?
Yeah.
Or not even 22, just younger, like early 20s, teens. Uh,
Early
you know,
20s, dude. It's 25 now. It's over. Mid
I mean,
20s.
nah. Listen, 25. Okay, let's calm down. All right, we're pushing boundaries
Okay,
at 25. That's
ask me the
you know.
question.
All
Ask
right.
it.
Anyways, I was just gonna say, when you were younger and you had like a big group of friends and shit, right?
Okay.
Were you ever the kind of guy in your group to like, I don't know, like sort of like, were you able to like observe the personality of everybody else in the group? Like you were able to like kind of, you know, I don't know how to put this. Like fuck. Were you self-aware at that age? Like were you really self-aware, or were you more just
Self-aware?
like of like you of who you were
I think,
as a
yeah. I
person, I
mean, I
guess.
think I'm a pretty like self-aware, like introspective kind of guy. I sit down and I think about myself and my life a lot. So I mean, yeah.
There's so many people that don't fucking do that, and it blows
Yeah,
my
I've thought
mind.
about that. I've thought about that
Yeah.
recently.
It blows my mind. I don't understand because I feel like that's why we get along because we're the same kind of person. But I don't know. A lot of people don't think like that. Like they don't. They're not self-aware of like who they are or where they're located. They're just
Right.
kind of like in their own like, you know. And it's crazy. Like I can't imagine that. But I don't know. That's interesting to me.
No, I
It was
think
just something I was thinking
I don't
about.
know. Part of me wants to believe that inside everybody thinks about what they're doing and who they are. Like I don't want to write people off and be like, "Oh, that guy's just an idiot." Like there's nothing going on in his head. But some I've seen some people, dude, I'm just like, What's going on there, man?" You know?
No, but like we all have moments of being like, ah, fuck, I derped. All right, this is like a derp moment. Like it's fucked up, right? But like we're self-aware of the fuck up. Like we notice, like, okay, we
Yeah.
just fucked up, right? But a lot of people don't get that. Like they fuck up, and then they'll look for reasons for why they fucked up that isn't internal. So like it becomes like a whole thing. The reason why I'm asking you all this is because I have some friends, they don't listen to the podcast. They're not one of those people that can, again, like I said, this isn't, so
They're
I don't
not
know.
one of
I
like the
have some
300
friends.
people.
Nah, 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 nah. Basically, these guys are like I've noticed, like they don't seem to like think beyond like the scope of like what their reality is here. So like they know this town, they know what they can do within the town, and they know what kind of like job they can get like within this area, right?
Right.
But like I feel like for me though, like I'm thinking like universally, like as far as the world goes, like how do I like affect like all these people over here? Like how do I market there? How do I do this, that? So it's like that, like I'm on a different, I guess, like sort of mentality about, just looking at life.
Hmm.
It's just kind of interesting to see like some people just aren't like that. And when you look at some people and you think, yo, there's probably some crazy shit he's thinking about in his head, it's they're probably not like they're probably just, and it's hard to be dismissive too, like you said, because you can't just like throw people away like that,
Right.
like you never know. But I don't know.
I always try to
Yeah.
think that people are that they have something inside of them. You know that they have a story. Everybody can teach you something. Everybody knows something you don't know. But sometimes I look at people, man, and I'm just like, nah, this guy's got nothing.
Hey man, I don't think that's true that everyone has a story to tell you. I feel like you can guess their
They
story
might
if
not
you like
have the
if you
story. They
know
might
who
not
they
be able to
are.
communicate the story, but I feel
Yeah.
like they have a story. Maybe they just don't know
Yeah.
how to get it across.
some people's stories are very similar to other people's stories. At a certain point, I'm just like, you guys all just belong in the same group. Clearly, I mean, shit, this guy had the same upbringing as this guy, you know. And like, that's what gets me too. I'm like, sometimes I just hear the same shit, so I'm just like, damn. All right, well, I guess that's
I think
put you
what you're
guys in that group.
saying is, I feel like me and you, right? We are on the same level. We're on the same wavelength, and I feel like that's because we're both dreamers, quote unquote dreamers.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, uh, for whatever reason, maybe we're the ones who are in the wrong. There's not a wrong side, I guess, but some people view things more realistically, and then people like us, we're trying to look for something bigger. We're trying to go out, we're trying to make that impact, we're trying to get out, experience things, and like we're aiming high, whereas a lot of
Yeah.
people aim like lower, and that's not a bad thing. But I just want more
I
from
don't,
life than that.
bro. I just don't think they understand that they can aim higher. Do you see what I'm saying? Because this goes
Yeah,
back to what you were
I
saying.
see what
Like,
you're
because like,
saying. Yeah,
yeah, because like you said it perfectly earlier, right? That sometimes you think there's something going on in their head. Clearly, there's fucking not. You know what I mean? It's just like it is what it is. But that's a great point because like if you think about it, not everyone knows their potential. Like they don't know what they
right.
can fucking do.
Hmm.
Because they're always like fear and insecure. All this other shit comes up.
Right. Comfort.
But comfort is a huge yo. I gotta talk about comfort. So comfort is I feel like comfort kills like legends. Like it kills
It
that
kills dreams,
drive.
dude.
It kills dreams. Like it's crazy, but like we're so in like okay, I feel like human nature is to be comfortable. Like eventually, right? It's to settle down, like be safe, know that you're secure, know that this XY, right? Like know
Right.
that you're good to go. Not get eaten by the fucking jaguar that's down the street. So you're good. Like that's like your human instinct. But like that human instinct kills innovation, which is
Right.
crazy. Like to think about. It's like so you have to like give up comfort for innovation
For
in a lot of
personal
ways.
growth.
Right. I think that's a big thing. Personal growth is something not a lot of
Yeah.
people
They
get
don't they
into.
don't seek it out. They don't search for it. And I feel
Yeah.
like I'm gonna go on a little tangent here. My friend who came up and visited that I took off the
Yeah.
week, right? So he was up here. He watches all of my videos, and I don't tell him to. He's just a supportive friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he listens to the podcast though. But if he does, what's up, man? I appreciate you. Anyway,
What
he's
up,
been
homie?
he's been living with his girlfriend, right, for like 3 years, and
Uh-huh.
like they really like each other and blah blah blah. But she wants to do something else, and he wants to kind of do something else. So he's at like this crossroads where he wants to move to Colorado because that's like where he loves to be. He loves like the mountains there. He loves the environment, all that, blah 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 blah. Right. So that's where he wants to
Uh-huh.
be. But he's never like made a move like that. He's never left people behind like that and gone to a completely different state by himself and made that leap. And he was talking to me about it and he's like, "Yo, dude, like I'm afraid. Like I want to do it, but it scares me." And that is what we're talking about when it's like that level of comfort.
Yeah.
He's in that his comfort zone right now, and I feel like he has to take a big leap like that. And like he could stay where he's at and be fine, but I feel like taking that leap will lead to more growth.
Yo, that's
I don't
your
really have
buddy
like
should
a
do it.
conclusion here.
No, yeah, no, but your buddy should do it. Okay, hey, buddy, if you're listening to this right now, Grizzly's friend, judging by what Grizz told me to, I agree with Grizz. I feel like you should do it, but I'm gonna bring
It's
you into
tough
this
though, man.
discussion
It's so easy
too.
for us to sit
You
there and
know?
do it.
No, okay, right. Again, okay, I'm about to get this point. So basically,
Okay.
look, I think a big portion of it is that people don't know themselves well enough. I think that's what it is. I honestly think that's what it is. Because if you don't know
Right.
yourself well enough, how are you then gonna be confident enough to envision yourself doing those things? Because you don't even know who the fuck you are, right? Like how do you imagine those things? That's a big thing. A lot of people just don't know who they ever are. They just kind of live life given what they have. They don't ever like look into themselves like, oh shit, hey, can I sing? Can I rap? Can I, or like not even just entertainment, like even just like, can I code? Can I create something out of this? Like, can I innovate this? Like I don't think a lot of people don't give themselves that time to like figure out who the fuck they are.
Right.
I think that's a big reason why people don't ever like imagine themselves like going inside big board meetings or going on stage and performing. Like, I just don't think they can see that. So, I don't know. Maybe it's just a matter of that. maybe your buddy just needs to kind of figure out who he is and see if that's the right move.
Yeah, and I feel like doing those things where you're by yourself and you don't have anybody to fall back on, like that's when you get to know yourself the most, I feel like.
Now, here's some real shit though, right?
Right?
When you find yourself and you hate yourself, that's when reality hits.
Oh,
Hey, man, that's when
that's
reality
dark.
fucking hits. Yeah, no. But everyone's got to go there. If you don't go there, you're never really gonna, like you're not gonna be able to deal with the reality of it too. Another big thing is like people not being okay with their reality,
Yeah.
with their situation.
Well, one thing I think
That's another
about
big thing.
sometimes is you said when people find out that they hate themselves or they don't like who they are, and people have this like notion that they can't change. Like if there's something you don't like about yourself, if you look at yourself and you're like, "Yo, I'm a messed up dude," like say you're just like mean to people.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head. Say you're just a mean, cruel person who just insults other people, and people don't
Yeah.
like you, and you're like, "Oh man, I wish I wasn't that way." It's like you have the power to change that.
Yeah, definitely.
If there's something about
Definitely.
you don't like, you're not set with that. Like you're not stuck with
Yeah.
something you don't like about yourself. You can change that.
Dude, a personal anecdote that I'm gonna bring up is weight loss, right? Like
Right.
last year, I think about the year before, 2015 PAX. If you see the picture of me at 2015 PAX, dude, I was fucking obese. Like
He was
looking
he was
back
not
then,
obese.
I was fat as fuck. There's a picture on Twitter.
Slightly
I'm gonna show you.
chunky. Slightly
I'm gonna show you
chunky,
that
dog.
picture. Well, hey, maybe it's like a self-image thing. Like I look at myself and I'm like, oh shit, okay, you gotta lose weight.
Right,
But like,
maybe.
see, maybe that's my thing. But like, I was fat for the longest time, or at least I felt like I needed to lose weight. I felt it was a big hindrance for me. And over the course of this year, like I've been taking this break off YouTube, dude. I'm down to like 165 from
Oh my god.
205. Right? No, think about it. That's crazy. People are gonna be like, oh shit. But the thing is like I'm happy and I'm healthy and I like the way I look now. But see, that's the thing. It's like I didn't like the way I looked back then. And all it took was me just like saying, you know what? I don't like this aspect about me. So I'm just gonna find a way to fix it, to the best of my
Right.
ability. Because I can't, yeah, I can't permanently change this, but like I can do my best, I think that's
All it
another
took was
big
a little bit
thing.
of motivation, a little bit of dedication, discipline.
Oh yeah. Oh, the discipline was fucking needed. That shit was going on a diet and the working out after like just like fucking around the gym and not going for like 2+ years. Like it's crazy. But yeah, man, I think that's a big thing. That's a big thing for sure. You got to be able to, trust yourself. That you know what? That's what it is. I think if you got to trust you got to be able to trust you. You got to know who you
Yeah.
are. You got to trust yourself. What would you say, Grizz, is like the number one activity, or not just activity, but like I guess like the number one thing you can do to like kind of know who you are a little bit better? Like what's like a thing people listening now can just like do right now?
Okay. So I think you have two options. These are my two options. One is free. This is a completely free option. How does that sound good? Sounds pretty good.
Yeah. I love free options. You don't need a
For-
coupon either.
It's the best. No
go.
coupon
Yeah.
required, but hey, you know what? Head on over to iTunes.com and leave a
RNG.
5-star review in the coupon section. I don't know where I'm going with it. Anyway, so the first option is free, okay? And the first option is just to spend time alone. That's all in
Ooh.
my mind. This is all it takes. You do something where your mind is not distracted, where you're not actively having to think about what you do, and just spend time by yourself. Get rid of your phone. Don't take your phone with you. Just go on a walk. I like to go on a run. Go on a little run, like a half-hour segment of your day. Go out by yourself with nobody else around you, no electronics, nothing to distract you, and just be in your own head. Think about who you are and where you're going in life and where you want to be. And I think that's like a really good way to just think about everything. That's my first option.
Yeah.
What do you think of that?
I really like that option. That's a classic. Go for a fucking walk, you asshole. Fucking figure out your shit. Stop venting and breaking shit at the house. You know what I'm saying? Stop yelling at people. Like, go outside.
I was reading this post on Reddit because somebody was like, man, I can't ever fall asleep at night. And somebody made the
Yeah.
post like, yo, set apart this time in your day where you're not doing anything and just like sit there and think about whatever's going on. Because he was saying, like our lives today, we're so invested in our technology and our social media and everything that's going on. Like we wake up, first thing we do is we grab our phone, we check Twitter, we check Instagram, whatever. Then we hop in the car, we go to work, we listen to the radio, we listen to a podcast or whatever. We always have these other things in our heads, but we don't take time to think about ourselves, right?
Yeah.
And basically was saying when your head hits the pillow, that's when all that stuff comes to you. Like, I don't know about you, but for the longest time, I used to lay down in bed and everything would be rushing in my mind. Like everything that
Yup.
I should have thought about during the day,
Yup.
I
Yep.
hadn't
Yep.
thought about and I couldn't sleep because I just had so many things
Yeah.
going on in my head.
Yeah. It's good to get that energy out early on before you go to
Yeah.
bed. Yeah.
I hate it
That's another
when
thing.
when it's before I go to bed because then I'm scrambling and I need to get to sleep. It's just not
Yeah.
happening.
Yo, okay, so I really like the walking thing and the Reddit sleep example because that's a good thing. But when you brought up energy, that actually got me thinking about something totally irrelevant. I'm gonna go on a tangent
All
here.
right,
Okay,
tangent.
so I went to Coachella and I talked
Right.
about that in the last
Yes.
podcast. So Coachella was fucking amazing. Basically, it was this big music festival. It was great. But I remember one of the most important things that I noticed was like I don't want to sound like a fucking hippie here, right?
Okay.
But the whole concept of vibes with music really makes
Right.
sense, especially when you're in the concert. Like you're there for the artist. And I think one of the bigger things is that when like the sound hits and then like the vibe hits and you see everyone dancing, it's like there's a certain energy that's in the area, right? And it's contagious almost. You want to start dancing, you want to start like doing a mosh pit. Like depends on where you're located and what kind of drugs you're on, but typically, that's what you do. So I think one of the things I'm trying to get at is that I feel like a lot of times in life, just if you're finding it hard to make a decision, if you're finding it hard to go do something, or you're just in a shitty place, I feel like a big thing is your energy is the most important thing there. And when Grizz said that when you go to sleep and all that shit comes to your head, this happened to everybody. Like I feel like everybody goes through this, right? But that energy of you thinking about all that shit, you need to get that out of your system before it even fucking,
Right.
starts affecting your sleep. Like you need to find a way to like move that energy. And even going back further into the podcast, I was talking about like redirecting the tilt when the universe like sends me tilt. I think that's just a fancier way of me just saying like, yo, like use like your energy for good. Like every day, like don't put your energy into like the shitty things in your life. You know what I mean? Like focus on the things that make you happy and just start putting energy into those things. And then you could do it very small. I feel like for a lot of people, it might just be like going to the gym might be a really fucking hard thing, right? Like like one day, just tell yourself like, yo, I'm gonna just go in front of the gym and I'm just gonna watch people run. No, think about it, right?
No,
Because here's the
I
thing,
agree. I agree. It
yeah,
sounds dumb,
because
but yeah.
it sounds dumb, but it's smart because you go there, you see that that's your first thing. You already did something that you didn't do yesterday, which is take that first step in trying to like change your energy about this, right? And then the next day, I don't know, maybe you might be like, I'm gonna go run for a little bit. You go inside, get your membership. Now you're running. Now you're working out. Now you're reading guides, and it just becomes a thing, right? And it's all about adding on to like what you want to accomplish eventually. So I think my main point is this, right? And I think what Grizz is trying to say too. It's like there's a lot of negative energy in your life. It's gonna happen because that's fucking life. You know what I mean? You're not always gonna be given positive energy, but you got to learn how to like take that negativity and at least for the short term turn it into positivity. So you can move on with your shit. You can't just like stay behind with all that negative shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's
I feel
basically
you.
the point. That's basically the point.
Basically, my second point, okay, that my first one was the free option. Here's the one that's not free, okay? And I don't want to
Ooh.
we're on this topic right now. And that's rule number 2 of the podcast is no life advice.
I was gonna mention that
And I
too.
feel like we're tumbling. We're already there. But
Who
I just got
cares? Fuck
while
it.
we got to
Yeah,
finish
this
it while
is
we're here, okay?
yeah. Go,
Point
go,
number
go. I'm
2
I'm interested.
is put yourself in uncomfortable situations. And I guess that could be free, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what I have in mind is traveling. Like, go someplace you've never been before by yourself. Don't travel with a friend. Don't say, hey, man, let's go on this trip for like a week, go hang out in this place that we've never been. Because then you have that other person and you're relying on them and you're kind of dependent on one another. You should go into the situation by yourself and try and figure everything out.
That's smart. That's smart. People need to do that. Like that's such a valuable thing, which is like putting yourself into uncomfortable situations. That's such a valuable life skill to have. To like just to be able to like tell yourself like, yo, I'm okay with being vulnerable. You know, that's
Yeah.
it. That's it right there, right? Just you telling yourself, I'm okay with vulnerability and I'm okay with showing that in front of all these people because this is an uncomfortable situation. But by going through that and you fucking up, which is probably gonna happen, you come out of it and you're like, damn, it really wasn't that bad. You know, like it wasn't as bad as I made it out to be. Like,
Right.
and even if you make mistakes, it's all about learning from your mistakes. Like, there's no mistake you could make that could fuck you up for life unless you kill somebody, right? So, you know, there's no real mistake in life that you can make early on that you can't fix, that you can't learn from, you know?
Mhm.
So, I don't know. It's a lot about
Like
growth, I guess.
one of my examples, I guess, is I hadn't been to LA till like 4 years ago.
Yeah,
So I had some friends that were living there. They're like, yo, come out. We'll let you stay with us for a few days or whatever. And this was before I moved to Seattle.
yeah.
So I'd never been to LA. I fly into LAX, which is, a huge airport. And I grabbed my phone. My friend wasn't going to pick me up at the airport. So, because they didn't have a vehicle. And I was like, dog, what am I looking for? Like, where do I go? And he's like, I don't know, dude. Just figure it out.
What the fuck?
So I was at the airport. And I was like, I don't know what the city buses look like. I don't have any
Yeah.
like cash on me. I have my debit card. So like,
What a shitty friend. He should have like Ubered something for you or I
I
don't
mean,
know.
he was broke and I was broke. So like,
Oh,
basically,
okay.
I ended up hopping on this bus. I didn't know where this bus was going, to be honest. He's like,
Yeah,
just find a bus, dude. And I just found a bus. It
yeah.
wasn't a city bus. It was like a tourist bus or something. I just
Yeah.
hopped on it. It took me downtown, and I found my way from there. But it was just like that was a situation in my mind where I felt really uncomfortable, and I was like, it's pretty much like a make or break situation because like if I don't do this, nobody's gonna help me. You know,
Yeah.
like it's
Yeah,
up to
yeah.
me to get to where I need to be. But I figured it out. I got there at a great time, and I feel like I'm comfortable with that situation now. Like if I get to an airport, I don't know where I'm going.
You're
I'll figure
good.
it out.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. That's a. I think which that story is really good because that brings
Thanks,
up
man.
that bring because this is the quality about you that like I think that maybe we might have missed. Is a quality about both of us. I feel like that we might have just glossed over. Earlier on, we were talking about how we're both dreamers, and that's how we get along because we dream big.
Hmm.
But the thing is, though, we're also real as fuck. Like I don't think people realize that, but we're like two of the realest people you'll ever fucking meet. Like if you meet me and Grizz at PAX or really any event, like you'll learn quick that we don't mind calling shit out for what it is because it's reality. Like yeah, and we laugh because it's fucking hilarious because we've seen so much bullshit in our life that it's really funny. Like we're real, like super real people. And I feel like for the most part, it's like it's strange because there's like a part of me that's like super real and just looks at shit for what it is, but there's like another part of me that's like super in my fucking head about dreams and shit, like about like making it big and blah blah blah, right? So it's like
Right.
there's constantly two sides fighting, so I got to find that little medium. But I noticed that with a lot of other people, especially like my friends, like in my age group, they don't have that. Like that realness isn't really always there, you know, like a lot, it's like it's realness, but it's just realness from their perspective. It's not from everyone's point of view, you know. It's not like what they see they call it out, you know. It's just from their perspective, what they see they call it out. So it's not the
Right.
same, and it's really interesting to see that like a lot of people don't have the mentalities that we have, and
Right.
it's kind of scary to think like that too, because it's like, are we conceited for thinking like that, you know, like, or is it just how it is? Yeah,
Right.
like I don't.
I don't know if
That's the thing about
there's not
life.
a
I
right
don't
and
know.
wrong way to think about it. I don't think.
Yeah,
Like sometimes I'm not real with everybody. Like some people I look at and I'm like, I can't be real with this guy right now. I can't tell him what I'm thinking 100% because at a certain point, I don't know. Like there's certain things like my friend who I was talking about moving. Like he was just talking to me about it, and I was like, I didn't tell him what to do. I said, like you've got your girlfriend, she's great. I really like her, but then you also have this opportunity to grow as a person by moving to Colorado and doing this. So like I try and lay it out both ways, but I'm never like I don't want to be the guy that pushes him one way or another.
mm-hmm.
And I don't want to lay it
That's
I don't
yeah.
want to lay it out and be real and be like, "Dog, okay, here's the deal. This and this. Take it." But if somebody asks me to be like real, I'm gonna be real and sometimes like brutally honest and
Yeah,
I
you don't
don't
hold back.
I don't
You
think
don't
that
hold
I don't
back.
know if that's good or not.
That's
It can
great.
be, but
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people aren't prepared for the realness.
Well, look, that's the thing. I wasn't prepared for the realness when I first like hung out with you. I really wasn't, cause bro, like I remember like I would work really hard in a video and you'd be like, "It's trash." And I'd be like, "What? Wait, what?" You'd be like, "It's trash. Like this is not a good video. I wouldn't watch this." I'd be like, "Fuck you, Grizz. Everyone else would watch this. I'd upload it. It would do pretty good. Like everyone else would love it, except for Grizz." But the thing was though, those videos would not do as good as the videos that he said were good. Which got me thinking, like, that's real as fuck. Like, he's not lying to me. Like, just from his perspective, that's what he finds entertaining, you know? And it's crazy because the thing is, like, I feel like being real is the most important thing for me nowadays. Because I've been, like, I wouldn't say I've been fake for the longest time, but, like, I've like, always, like, walked around, like, eggshells around people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I've been very apologetic every time I've been real because like I care too much about what people think, or I guess I used to, but like nowadays it's like more like I don't give a fuck what people think. It's more just like
Right.
I'm gonna just tell you what it is, you know, and you might hate me for pointing out the truth, but it's the fucking truth.
Well,
like,
I mean, I think there's compromise.
I don't know.
I think you can't
There's
just go around and
compromise,
be
yeah.
like an asshole to everybody because you're like, no, dude, I'm just being real. Like, I'm just
Well,
telling it how it is. You know,
That's
like some people
yeah.
don't want to hear how it is, and I feel like you need to respect that by being like,
Yeah,
yo,
fuck
they
those
don't want to
people.
hear how it is.
Fuck those people. What
It's
do you
cool.
mean you want to hear how it is? Come back out of your
I
little
don't
candy
want to
land. Let me show
shatter
you
somebody's
reality.
illusion of their life.
Oh, man. You have to listen. That's
No,
the
they're
thing
fine
I
with
don't
it. Like,
get, bro.
I'm a big
That's it. I don't
proponent
get that.
of ignorance
Yeah.
is bliss. Okay, like I know I am so ignorant about a ton of stuff, but I know if I were like enlightened about it, it just kind of bring me down. So like for me, I would rather
Yeah.
live under that illusion that everything is great instead of somebody saying, "Nah, dude, this is how it is." Like I don't want that.
I think it's because I broke my own illusion a long time ago, so to the point where I'm just like, I don't give a fuck what everyone else's illusion is about. Like, I feel great coming out of that illusion. I assume it's the same for everybody, but it's not. So I think it's more of being self-aware and just understanding that not everyone is ready
Yeah,
for
you
that
gotta be real
dose
with
of
yourself.
reality. Right. That's a big thing.
I feel like
Yeah.
for some people, for me, I used to be this way. I still am this way sometimes. Is like you don't think about reality. Like I said earlier, we sit there and we think about what we want to accomplish and we set our goals really high. And
Yeah.
it's like sometimes you just got to be honest with yourself and say like, dude, that's not gonna happen. Like you need to take a step back and
Yeah.
readjust because it's not happening.
I agree and disagree with you. And I think the reason why I'm saying that is because like okay, so this is survivorship bias. It's like a millionaire giving advice to like poor people like, "Oh, hey dude, like I became a millionaire. You could do it." It's obviously not the same fucking thing, right? Cuz like just cuz one guy did it doesn't
Right.
mean everyone's going to do it. But I would say that for me it's like I noticed this like early on when I first started doing YouTube. Like my first 2 years on YouTube was the Wounded Stapler thing. I was like what 300 fucking subs, right? 300
Amazing
subscribers.
content.
Yeah, incredible star ripoff content. It's
Original
fucking.
and spectacular.
Hey, to be honest though, they're original to me, so I still, you know what I mean. But I remember like I had that channel, and I had like a couple friends back then, and I used to tell them every day, dude, like I'm gonna make it big on YouTube, homie. Like just watch, like I'm gonna do this shit. And then like every day I would like blow them off to go make videos. Like every day I'd make videos, right? And so they'd hit me up like, "Hey, you want to come to the club?" I'm like, "Nah, I'm gonna make a video." Or the next day they'd be like, "Hey, man, we got some girls who trying to come hang out." Like, "Nah, I'm making a video." So like that used to be my thing. I used to
Right.
ignore everybody just because I was so passionate about making this YouTube thing work. But my friends used to think I was the biggest liar back in the day because they used to look at the outcome of what I was doing and it wasn't what I was saying. So what I was saying to them was, I'm gonna make it big, like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that," right? But in their eyes, they could only see what I'm providing for them, which is the outcome. So they can't see like the vision that I'm seeing. So for like what 1 or 2 years, by that logic of like, yo, you know, like you got to be real with yourself and be like, maybe you might not make it. That just wasn't a thing for me. I wasn't thinking like I'm not gonna make it. I was just thinking I will make it. Just I got to figure out how I'm gonna do it, right?
Right.
So I feel like that's the thing. There's compromises to everything, but that was my compromise for that logic. And like what for 1 or 2 years, no one really fucked with any of that content. And then what? I'm 4 years into YouTube now, and I remember like I think it was like a couple weeks ago. I went to Costco to go get some pizza with my friend because they got that baller ass
They got that
350
pizza.
deal, big ass slice, baby. I go there, and one of my friend works there. I hadn't seen that guy for like months. He comes up to me. He's like, "Yo, what's up, King Raja?" I'm like, "Oh God, all right," because like like he knows. But he
Right.
comes
We
up to me.
know
He's
how it
like,
is.
"Yo, hey, he comes up to me. He gives me like a handshake. He's like, yo, man, like I gotta say, like we haven't talked in a while, but like I've been watching your videos, bro. Like it's really good editing. Like I really like your content. Like, dude, just keep going. Like I believe in you and shit." Like he was really like giving me like all this. It was like fan love, but in real life from like a guy that I know, right? But a couple years ago, that would have never fucking happened. That
Yeah.
was just like a little dream like that I had in my fucking apartment in fucking, you know what I mean? And it was one of those crazy things. I go back and think about that a lot, and I think it all has to do with that logic of like, if you want something bad enough, you just gotta not think that you're not gonna get it. You just gotta assume that you're gonna get it, and you gotta keep talking your shit, because otherwise you're gonna lose the visualization you had for why you started doing this in the first place.
Yeah, but
You
what
know,
if you lose 5 years, 10 years of your life?
fuck it, fuck it, go for it, baby. If this
See,
is
that's
your
that's
dream, you
the
go
that's
for
the
it. Nah,
difference.
but
That's the
no,
difference
you're right.
between
You're
22
right.
and 25.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. You're right. You're right.
When you get to
I
the ripe
remember.
age of 25, you're gonna say, "Yo, dog, that dude might have been right."
Nah, fuck that. Listen, I remember maybe it might be the 22 thing. I think I'm just young and I have that like fucking like, oh, I'm gonna fucking do this type attitude. But I don't know. When I was like 18 or 17, I remember there was like a story about this like woman that we knew from our local town. So she wanted to be an actress. So she left town to go to LA to go pursue her acting career. And she had been doing it for 15 years, and the only role she's ever gotten was like a minor role in some random ass fucking TV show that never aired. So pretty much like her acting career was pretty garbage. But she was the most like beautiful person. Like if you saw like what age she was when she left, dude, she looked hot as fuck. Like she was like a 10 out of 10. She left and everyone thought that she was gonna make it. She's like a
Okay,
model, like, yo, she's
right?
gonna do this shit. And then she came out like a fucking flop. Like she flopped so hard for 15 years. And now she's like what, like 50 working at Starbucks? You know what I'm saying? And that's her future. But the thing was though, like maybe for some people, I don't know. I think it's maybe like not everyone has that like, and I can't even say they don't have
The
the ambition or
drive.
drive. I can't even say that because
I
like
feel like you
at
got
the
to
end
be a
of the
little
day, there's too many
crazy.
factors. Yeah, you gotta
You
be.
gotta,
That's what it is. That's what it fucking is. There you go. Yeah.
you
You gotta be
gotta have,
crazy.
you gotta have
You
that
gotta be
craziness to
crazy.
you, where like, even if everybody else is telling you what you're trying to do is unrealistic and it's not gonna happen, you have to be so crazy that you believe in yourself and you believe in what you're doing, that what everybody else says doesn't matter, because you know that what you're doing will set you up on that path.
No, that's some real shit. My big thing is this. Like, if you like, for me, okay. So if I want something, dude, like if I want something bad enough, I don't let anyone tell me that I can't have that. Even if, like, realistically speaking, they look at me, they're like, bro, there's no fucking way you're gonna do this, right? Like, there's like, look, come on, I've known you for years. There's no way you're gonna do this. But like for me, it's like, nah, fuck that. Like, I don't have to like listen to anybody but myself, right? If
Right.
I'm crazy enough to have an echo chamber in my head that's saying, you got this, you got this, you got this. I'm gonna fucking get it. Like there's no, you know what I mean? Like there's no like that. I
Right.
don't think like, yo, I'm not gonna get it because X Y said I'm not gonna do
Do
it.
you think,
Fuck
no, but
that.
here's the thing,
Like I
right?
don't know.
Earlier we were talking about some people think about their lives and some people don't.
Ooh, that's
Is
what it
that
is,
because
huh?
we fall into that category that we feel like anything we want to do, we can do? Because I feel that way. If I truly want something, I
Oh
feel
yeah.
like I can pursue that and obtain that
Oh
goal.
yeah.
But I
Oh
feel like
yeah.
some people, they might just not have it in them.
Yeah, no, for real. That's a big thing. One of my friends in real life is she's a fantastic singer.
Fantastic.
Fantastic singer. Amazing singer. And I follow her on YouTube and she'll put up like videos every now and then of her singing. And she's great. And I've told her many times, like, yo, like let me put you on. Like I can help you out.
Let me put you
Like I
on King
yeah,
Raja
like
channel. Come on.
yeah, like what do you mean? Like you got a friend who's got you can put you on. Like I got my own platform now. Like let me do this for you. And she's so nervous, like I don't know what other people would think and this that. And it got me thinking, like, yo, like I can imagine her on stages, but she can only imagine herself in front of her bathroom mirror.
Right.
Which is crazy, right? Because like I can see her killing it, fucking killing it. But in her mind, she's like, nah, like the only place I'm gonna sing is in my
Nah.
bathroom. Bathroom mirror. That's my stage. That's where I'm gonna go. and that's where I'm gonna end. And I know deep down she wants to perform, but she just doesn't have that knowledge about her. She doesn't have that
instinct.
Right. She doesn't have that crazy in her. She doesn't have the crazy in her. You need the crazy. I feel every successful person has a certain level of crazy in them. Just a small degree. There has to be, because like you can't be the best at what you do. You can't be successful, like really successful at what you do, unless you're fucking like you're on your own dick 24/7. Like that's how it has to be.
I don't know
that's
about
really,
that, but
I mean, well, yeah, maybe that's.
I think I know what
extreme,
you're trying to say.
You know what I'm trying to say. To like make that a little more PG, I guess. Like it's more just like you gotta tell you, like, if
you gotta believe in yourself, man.
Yeah, like if you can't see yourself doing something, how the fuck is anyone else gonna see you doing that? Right?
Yeah.
Like how, like no one else. Like I told myself a couple years ago, again back to that example, I told myself that I'm gonna make it on YouTube, right? I don't know what the fuck making on YouTube meant. I just thought 1,000 subs was making it. Like that was my making it. And so like that's all I told myself, and no one fucking believed in me. And it was just like, what, a couple years, okay, now look at it. It's like now I got people, raving for content. Like I never thought I'd be in this fucking situation. Now I'm like coming up with stand-up material for videos. Like, like a couple years ago, I sat in front of a camera talking about real life with like images of like mountains and shit.
And now we do that on a podcast.
Yeah. Now we do it on a podcast, and now we got a podcast. I didn't think this shit was gonna happen either. Like I said, man, like all these things happen, like, and you like they only happen because like you got to tell yourself that it's gonna happen. Otherwise, it's never gonna be there.
I have a friend. This is going back to the bathroom mirror thing, right? So
yeah,
I like to sing in the car, right? And I'll be getting into, I'll be throwing in some fist pumps. I'll be really like going after it, right?
Yeah.
But I was telling him, I was like, yo, when I pull up to a stoplight and there are people nearby, like somebody's in the car next to me, I'm like, I got to cut it out. I got to tone it down because I can't see them.
Yeah.
I can't have them see me going crazy in the car, singing this song on the radio. And he was just like, I go crazy at the stoplights. He says, if I can't put on a show for the people at the intersection, how am I supposed to do it on a stage? And I was like, dude, you're right.
Does he perform?
No.
Okay, yeah, you can't take his advice on that. That's dumb.
He has, but he doesn't.
Okay.
He doesn't.
Yo, I thought you were gonna tell me a story how this guy's like a crazy ass performer now.
And you know who that dude is?
Stoplight.
Justin Bieber.
Albert Einstein.
Yeah. Well, I could have gone with that meme, but
yeah, that's kind of a dead meme, anyways.
Well, he's dead and he doesn't perform on stage, so.
Yeah. Yo, I go stupid in the car too, bro. Like I go stupid. Like I'll put on songs. And I'll just go, I'll just start like dancing. I'm just like in my groove, I don't give a fuck. And I remember like one time, like, cause like the friend that I always hang out with, like he loves doing the same. We both go stupid to songs in the car. Like, I don't know, we're just both comfortable like that. And then like we pull up to a stop sign and we don't even like blink to see anyone else. And this one time we were just going crazy to a song that just like dropped from like an artist we liked. And there's these two girls in like the car next to us. And they just saw us like going stupid, and then they just started going stupid too. Like they just started like dancing and started like mimicking us too. That's kind of cool. It's like the energy. It's like the vibe.
Here's the difference though. The difference is doing it in a car with a friend and doing it in a car by yourself.
Ooh, okay.
Because anybody can do it in a car with their friend. It's so much easier to look stupid with somebody else. But looking stupid by yourself, that's the tough thing.
Yeah. Unless you create an alter ego in which you can just pretend like it's another friend. No, but,
that's where King Raja comes from.
Hey, there you go. Nah, man. Yeah, you're right though. It's harder. I feel like it stops since if I'm alone, I would probably not like go as hard because, like I'm a very expressive person. I feel like, and like I can change my expressions very quickly. Like I can go from anger to sad in like a nanosecond. Like I can just switch, right? And like people look at that and they think I'm fucking crazy. Like, oh shit, this guy's like mentally unstable. But to me, that's like that's like an old acting trick, like being able to like be in the scene.
Yeah, that's an old classic acting trick.
You know what I mean? So it's a little thing. Yeah, so it is what it is, like so I know the average person when they see me like go from angry to happy in this middle of a song, because I'm like performing it for myself in a way, like I'm entertaining myself, right? So like when I entertain myself, I go all out, dude. Like I'm like doing the express. Like it looks like the Musically. You know what the Musically is? Like the Vine for music where
Yeah,
they
yeah.
kids like overact like all the fucking like all that shit. I do all that shit in the car, bro. Like if you see me driving in your rear view, like I'm just like really in the
Killing
zone,
it,
right?
dude.
I
Slaying
kill it. I have to because if I perform for myself, I have to put up a fucking show. Like I'm just in my
Right.
own head about that. But yeah, when I notice other people at stop signs and they look at me, I'm just like, "What up, boy?" Like I'm like, "What up, boy? How you doing?" But I don't go stupid though around other people.
It's tough, yeah.
It's hard, man. It's
I like
hard.
what you said about entertaining yourself though, because like I feel so many people don't understand that, and I don't. Maybe I'm just crazy, but sometimes I'll be thinking of something, like I'll be going on a run, and I'll just start like laughing at myself because I feel like I'm doing
Oh yeah.
something that I think is funny.
I'm fucking hilarious, bro. I laugh at my shit all the time. Like, I'm with you on that. Like, I'll walk around and then I'll come up with a scenario in my head and I'm just laughing my ass off to myself. I'm like, that's fucking hilarious. That needs to be in a video or some shit. Like, I don't know. Maybe we are crazy. I think that might be what it
We're
is.
just a couple of crazy, weird dudes, man.
Like a bunch of loonies, bro, in a world full
We're
of
a
fucking
couple of
normies.
loonies, man.
Yo, hey man, we gotta find more people that are on this wavelength though. This kind of like like this
Yeah.
level of thinking. It's hard as
We
fuck
should
to
set
find
up like a
people.
podcast.
Oh, maybe we should, and then have the community be centered around that ideology. That's
Hey,
that's a great fucking idea. I like that. I like that one. Damn though, man, this is a good topic because look, so this is another example I got to bring up, and this
okay.
is like a story from like a while back.
Wow.
So there's this guy that I used to know that I don't really hang out with much anymore,
You used to know
but
him.
I used to know him. I
Okay.
used to know him, and then I decided to just not know him
You're right.
anymore.
That's how it
I
works.
was like, I don't want him in my head. Like I'm just gonna delete this memory. But this guy that I knew, so he basically was all about his math. Math. That was his
His
fucking
math?
thing. His math.
Math.
Yeah. Like he liked math. He really liked math. He would sit there and he would like do all these formulas like every day. You know, like how people at lunch at schools would like eat their food and hang out with their friends and all that
Right.
shit. This motherfucker would be in the corner, quiet as fuck, just doing math. Like he would
Okay.
just have problems lined up, and I would like, I would talk to everybody. So I would go up to him. I'd be like, "Hey man, what's going on? What are you doing?" So he's like, "Yo, like I printed out like 50 problems from like a college calculus, from like a
Right.
Berkeley class. I printed out the fucking worksheet. I'm doing it right now." I'm like, "Motherfucker, you're in fucking 10th grade. What the fuck? You're in fucking geometry, bro. Like what the fuck?" And he told me like, "Yo, like one day I'm gonna be like the greatest mathematician. Like that's my goal in life.
And
I
you
want
know
to
who
be a
that guy
mathematician."
was?
Albert
Albert
Einstein.
Einstein.
Hey, that's where we end the podcast, baby. We out here.
Is that where you're? Is that really where you're
No,
going
no,
with that
no, no.
story?
That's what. But that would have been amazing if I'd set it up just for that meme. No, but it was a real guy though. Like he wanted to be a mathematician really
Okay.
badly, and eventually what happened was that he couldn't do it because his parents didn't have the money to put him in this college that they wanted to take him to, right? But life
Okay.
tilted this motherfucker so hard, dude. Tilted him so hard.
And he knows
Like,
about tilt. He's a
and
mathematician.
he knows. Hey, he doesn't know about tilt like that though. Like he couldn't react to this tilt. This is blindsided tilt. His dad got laid off and they didn't have any money left, so they had to move back to their country, which is India. So this kid who had dreams of being like a mathematician out here, doing like Berkeley math in ninth grade, got moved back to fucking India, just out of nowhere, just got pulled back, right? And I haven't heard of the guy since, but I like to think that hopefully he found like his passion in math in India,
That got
Hopefully,
depressing.
hopefully. It's depressing, but it goes to show you that in life, you can't like expect things to happen. Like you can't like you can be as passionate as you want about what you're doing, but if you're a dreamer, that's good. We're dreamers. A lot of people are dreamers, right? But you have to also be a real ass motherfucker because because dreaming big is one thing, but accomplishing that shit is fucking different. Like that's like a different playing field all on its own, right? And for you to be able to do that, you got to be the realest motherfucker in the room. Like you have to be real with yourself, with the people around you, with what you're doing. Like that's the only way your dreams can actually match reality. But that's my thing. Don't take things in life for granted. I think is what I'm trying
That
to
way,
say.
that's the lesson you're taking away from all that.
I mean, there's multiple lessons. I'm
Alright.
trying to, but
I agree with
that's
I agree with
that's
it.
a
I just
it's a
don't feel
good
like it
lesson.
related to your
Good lesson.
story a whole lot.
Okay, well, if going back to the story, I just thought of this. This is probably a better life lesson to take away from all that. I think a better life lesson is no matter what life throws at you, you got to be crazy enough to go after what you love. Boom. I think that's the life lesson,
Boom.
right? Is that it? That one good?
You know what
That
I
one good?
love?
Okay. Yourself?
No. 5-star review on iTunes.
Yo, we actually got certified on iTunes.
Certifiably
certified.
5-star.
Look at that. There's
Thank
no
you
one that gave us
for
less
all
than
those
5.
reviews. Couldn't
Fire.
have done it without you.
Really couldn't have. But ladies and gentlemen, that has been an hour-long catch-up of Grizzly and I. I feel like Grizz and I are probably going to talk after this podcast.
Tell us how you've been doing in the comments
Yeah.
below. Let us know what's going
Yeah.
on in your life.
What have you been doing in the past 1 month?
Are you a
fucks?
dreamer or are you a realist? Let us
Or
know.
Are you neither? Are you just a failure? Let us know what kind of. No, but let us know in the comment section what you've been up to for the past month. Let us know what's going on. And I think
All
with
like
that,
3 of you that listened.
right? And I think with that, we're gonna wrap this up. Let's do the classic RNG, baby.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
RNG.
There we go.
That was a really
Funny.
good one for not doing it in a while.
Yeah, that's nice.